So our mission today is to help you figure out not just where everyone is going, but to really decode the fascinating psychology of why.
Because the why has totally flipped.
Yeah.
While the destinations themselves are definitely changing, when you look at the behavioral data across all these reports, what you're actually seeing is this deep and sometimes almost desperate human attempt to cope with modern life.
Yeah.
Travel is no longer just about, status or seeing a new place.
Yeah.
It has evolved into a primary coping mechanism. People are using their time off not to perform for social media, but to physiologically repair themselves.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because, if travel is a coping mechanism, our way of coping seems to be running in the absolute opposite direction of our daily lives.
Right.
Take that pitch black room I mentioned earlier, Oregon's hospitality. I love that. But it's this escape from digital overload taken to a total extreme.
It really is extreme. And it speaks to a very real physiological exhaustion. We aren't just tired, our nervous systems are completely fried.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One of the cultural trends specialists cited in the BBC research, Jasmine Bina, she frames this brilliantly. She points out that modern life has basically become this infinite scroll.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. We are constantly absorbing global crises and emails and notifications in real time, but our culture has kind of stripped away traditional rites of passage. We don't have those built-in pauses anymore.
You just keep going.
Exactly. So travelers are forcing the issue. They're using these extreme environments to carve out what she calls sacred pockets of time.
Sacred pockets of time. So they are artificially creating a boundary that, society used to just provide naturally.
Precisely. They're seeking a physical threshold. So you cross into a dark cabin or you go entirely off-grid to process your intense emotions without the constant ping of a notification.
And people are hunting for that silence with this kind of clinical precision. In Sweden, Visit Skåne actually created a map of quietude.
Oh, right, the decibel map.
Yeah, literally ranking locations by decibel level. But here is where it takes a turn that honestly surprised me in the research.
Okay, what's that?
It's not just about sensory deprivation. Some people are coping by seeking out intense, almost grueling effort. Condé Nast highlights this huge surge in what they call grandma and grandpa getaways.
I think that might be my favorite term from the data, honestly.
It sounds so quaint, but what it actually means is people using their vacations to learn critically endangered, incredibly difficult skills.
Right.
We are talking about booking a trip to learn 18th century hand-stitched glove making, or, packing into these sellout mahjong nights in San Francisco, or flying all the way to Seoul to sit in the Odong Forest Library, which, by the way, is a stunning piece of architecture, just to read in absolute enforced silence. And then there's Viking wellness.
Which is a very sharp pivot from the wellness trends of, the past decade.
Right. I remember when hygge was everything. You know that Danish concept where you get cozy under a chunky knit blanket with some warm tea?
Yeah, very gentle.
We have moved way past hygge. Now, at places like Eleven Deplar Farm in Iceland, guests are paying for extreme hot and cold contrast therapy, getting physically tapped with birch twigs and doing intense communal chanting.
It sounds intense.
So honestly, I have to push back here a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
We are apparently so burnt out by modern life that paying to sit in a pitch-black cabin for 3 days, getting swatted by tree branches, or learning 18th century glove making is the ultimate luxury. Are we going on vacation or are we going into hiding?
I know it looks like punishment from the outside, but neurologically, it's actually rehabilitation.
Really?
Yeah. Think about what a daily routine looks like now. You sit at a desk, you move pixels around on the screen, you send emails into the void. There's, very little tangible output. You don't hold the result of your labor in your hands.
Oh, that's true.
So taking 3 days to turn a piece of raw leather into a glove using your own physical hands, that repairs a broken reward circuit in the human brain. It's slow, it's methodical, and it's profoundly grounding.
Wow, okay.
And the Viking wellness, the cold plunges and the birch twigs, that provides physical friction. Because when our digital lives are utterly frictionless and, comfortable, we crave physical intensity just to remind ourselves that we are actually in a body.
That makes a ton of sense. We want to feel something real, even if it's freezing cold water. But that brings up a fascinating paradox in these sources.
How so?
Well, if we are completely exhausted, if we need 3 days in a dark cave just to reset our nervous system, we absolutely do not have the mental energy to research, plan, and book these highly complex trips, which introduces the biggest battle happening in travel right now, and that's decision fatigue.
It is the invisible wall that every traveler hits before they even pack a bag.
Right. Decision fatigue is like a smartphone battery. You wake up with 100% capacity for making choices, but every micro decision you make, what to eat, how to respond to an email, drains that battery.
Yeah, just chip away.
Exactly. So by the time you sit down to plan a vacation, you are operating on like 2% battery. You literally don't have the juice to compare 40 different boutique hotels.
And the travel industry knows this, which is why Euromonitor and BBC both highlight this massive push toward smart travel.
The AI integration, right.
Exactly. Companies like Expedia, Booking.com, and India's Ixigo are heavily integrating generative AI to just completely remove the administrative burden. You basically tell the AI you're burnt out, and it spits out the perfect itinerary, optimizing the route and the budget instantly.
Which sounds amazing for our depleted batteries, but, I read through the pushback in these reports, and it is fierce. Condé Nast talks about this growing demographic being labeled the AI vegan.
The travelers who just completely refuse algorithmic planning.
Yes, and they have very good reasons. First, they cite the massive environmental impact of the data centers required to run these AI.
Right, the carbon footprint.
But more practically, they are rejecting it because of the errors. We're talking about AI hallucinations, which is just the polite tech term for when a chatbot confidently makes things up.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Imagine showing up to a restaurant the AI booked for you, and the building doesn't even exist. And the MIT study in the research noted that 95% of company AI projects actually fail. Plus, a chatbot simply cannot find that unlisted local izakaya in Tokyo.
What's fascinating here is that the AI lacks human nuance, which is why the industry is seeing this dramatic pivot toward a concept the BBC calls trust over choice.
Okay, what does that look like?
Well, if AI provides efficiency, then human curation provides trust. Travelers are happily eliminating decisions entirely, as long as they trust who is making them.
The examples of this are incredible, like the Faroe Islands introducing self-navigating cars in the name of sustainability, so you literally cannot even choose your own driving route.
You just get in and go?
Yeah. Or the huge boom in mystery cruises, you board a ship and the captain decides where you go. Or Susana Balboa's winemaker's house in Argentina. They launched a mystery travel option entirely to eliminate booking stress. You just show up.
You are outsourcing the entire cognitive load.
Exactly. And at the highest end of the market, this has evolved into what Condé Nast calls the Butler 2.0.
Oh, the ultra-personalized service.
It is intensely detailed. The director of butlers at the Dorchester in London noted that they track which side of the bed a guest sleeps on. They note exactly where you place your toothbrush on the bathroom counter so they can replicate it perfectly the next day.
That's incredible.
They want to anticipate your every need without you ever having to expend the energy to ask. So what does this all mean? It's like we want a travel algorithm, but we want it to have a soul.
Right.
We want hyper-personalized trips like the menopause or grief retreats mentioned in the sources, but we want to make zero decisions to get there.
Because AI can optimize a flight path, but human intelligence provides empathy. When a traveler is dealing with something as raw as a grief retreat, they require an emotional connection that a chatbot simply cannot replicate.
Oh, true.
And that desire for genuine human connection is pushing travelers completely away from generic tourist traps and toward extreme, hyper-local authenticity.
It really is. People are completely bypassing traditional sightseeing. I mean, the first big trend here is ancestry travel, and this has moved way beyond just looking at a pie chart on a website.
It's becoming a physical pilgrimage.
Exactly. People are starting their trips with a family tree. At Dromoland Castle in Ireland, they have Lorna Maloney helping guests track down their heritage. Sometimes it's just a single photo.
Wow.
Or African ancestry organizing DNA-linked family reunions. It is all about finding a real sense of belonging in a digitally saturated world.
And for those who aren't searching for their own past, they are escaping into fiction via book talk.
Period drama set jetting.
Yeah. Flocking to the Yorkshire moors for Wuthering Heights or going to Greece for the Odyssey. Even museums are ditching the glass now.
Oh, right, the V&A East in London.
Exactly. Their order and object service lets visitors physically touch items from its 250,000-piece collection. They want tangible reality.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, but also, honestly, a little funny.
Okay.
Because if you look at the most viral trend right now, it isn't holding a priceless artifact. It is grocery shop tourism.
The mundane made magical.
I mean, 77% of travelers enjoy this trend. There are 50 million posts about it on TikTok. People are visiting a 7-Eleven in Japan or buying sugar-free Nutella in Italy just to experience daily life affordably. But come on, is checking out a bag of foreign potato chips at a corner store really on the same cultural level as visiting the Louvre or discovering your ancestral homeland?
It sounds trivial, but yes, because it's about participating in a culture rather than just passively observing it.
Oh, interesting.
Whether it's finding an ancestral town in Italy or shopping at a local market for those potato chips, travelers are seeking tangible reality. They want the unfiltered destination, not the curated tourist show.
Unfiltered destination, I like that. And grocery store tourism is also incredibly affordable, which perfectly highlights the massive economic divide currently splitting the travel industry.
The two-speed era, as Euromonitor calls it.
Right, it's this widening gap between value and premium travel. On the value side, 60% of Brits are choosing to drive just to save money, and people are using flexible financing like South Africa's PayFlex to afford trips.
But then you look at the premium side.
It is wild. £95,000 per passenger for Railbooker's 60-day luxury train trip, or £15,500 per suite for a week on the new Four Seasons I Walked.
Just unbelievable numbers.
It feels like the industry has split into a private jet and a budget road trip with almost no middle ground. But the one uniting factor across both extremes is this universal demand for regenerative sustainability and zero-proof living.
Right, the massive rise in dry tourism.
Yes, booze-free hotel mini-bars are everywhere now.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, sustainability is no longer a niche feature. It's a baseline expectation. Euromonitor notes 24% of travelers will voluntarily pay more for volunteer opportunities.
Like Switzerland's sustainable program, which actively improves communities.
Exactly. It goes beyond do no harm.
And Condé Nast's sexy seaweed trend. I love this one. In Zanzibar, the Mwani Mamas harvest seaweed for spa treatments at Lux Marijani. 2 Michelin-starred chef Paco Perez is using seaweed in chocolate desserts.
Yeah, and in Thailand, they're recycling it into animal feed. The industry is desperately trying to balance people and the planet, even shifting travel corridors toward India and Saudi Arabia just to avoid over-tourism.
It's a massive shift. So to wrap this all up for you listening, the next time you plan a trip, whether you use ChatGPT or a human concierge, just know you are participating in a massive behavioral shift toward intention, quiet, and deeper meaning. From sensory deprivation darkness to grocery store potato chips and seaweed chocolate.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over.
Okay.
Earlier, we talked about Butler 2.0, tracking exactly where you place your toothbrush, and on the flip side, people fleeing to pitch-black cabins in Oregon to escape the digital world.
Yeah.
Think about this contradiction. In our desperate quest for independence from the digital grind, are we actually just seeking out new, highly luxurious forms of total dependency? When we refuse to make our own decisions, are we finding freedom? Or are we just handing the reins to someone else?
Oh, wow. Handing over the reins, that is definitely something to think about. Thank you so much for exploring these sources with us and joining this deep dive. See you next time.